Welcome back to Smart Stock Sam. There's big news on this stock recently, and market is reacting as expected. But let's slow down and focus on the facts and see how they are shaping the narrative. I'll cover what's real, what's noise, and what it could mean next. For quick updates like this, subscribe and tap the bell to catch every market move on time. Alright, here we go.
What if I told you that the most important satellite company in the world isn't owned by Elon Musk? In the last 72 hours, the entire thesis for AST SpaceMobile has shifted from rural cell service to critical national security. While the retail world was watching the $100 price level, the Pentagon was making a move that effectively crowned ASTS as the new king of orbital defense. ASTS just hit an all-time high of $120, capping off a month where the stock is up over 75%. Today, we're breaking down the shocking reason why the US military just chose ASTS over Starlink for a massive $151 billion program. We'll look at the boardroom shakeup involving Rakuten that happened earlier this week, the analyst price target war that was left in the dust on Friday, and the status of BlueBird 7, which has been prepping for launch in Florida since late last month. Is this a parabolic bubble ready to pop? Or are we witnessing the birth of a $100 billion defense titan? If you're holding ASTS, or if you're suffering from the most painful FOMO of the year, you need to hear this. To understand why the stock is exploding now, we have to look back at the start of the week. A few days ago, a headline hit the tapes that briefly confused the market. Hiroshi Mikitani, the billionaire CEO of Rakuten, stepped down from the AST SpaceMobile board of directors. Normally, when a major partner leaves the board, investors panic. But the smart money saw this for what it was, a graduation ceremony. Because ASTS has scaled so rapidly and brought in massive institutional capital, Rakuten's ownership percentage finally dipped below the threshold required to hold a dedicated board seat. This signals that ASTS is no longer an early-stage startup dependent on its Japanese anchors. It is becoming an independent, global powerhouse. This move cleared the path for the company to pivot its focus toward the West, specifically toward the most powerful customer on the planet, the US Department of Defense. Just 3 days ago, the real catalyst arrived. The US Missile Defense Agency, the MDA, unveiled the details of the SHIELD program, known in Washington as the Golden Dome. This is a $151 billion initiative designed to protect the United States from hypersonic threats and advanced cyber warfare. And there, listed as a prime contract holder, was AST SpaceMobile. Now, you might be asking, why wouldn't they just use SpaceX? Elon Musk's Starlink has thousands of satellites. But here is the technical secret the military knows: size matters. Starlink satellites are small. They are optimized for high-speed internet to a fixed dish. ASTS's BlueBird satellites are the largest commercial phased array antennas in history. They don't just provide 5G, they act as massive, orbital software-defined sensors. The military realized that ASTS's technology can communicate directly with unmodified handsets and military hardware in the field without needing a Starlink terminal. By naming ASTS a prime contractor for the SHIELD program, the government is essentially saying that ASTS's architecture is superior for tactical, direct-to-device defense. This creates a massive moat that Starlink cannot cross without a total redesign of their hardware. As the military news sank in, Wall Street tried to keep up, but they were too slow. Recently, Bank of America raised their price target to $100, maintaining a hold rating. At the same time, B. Riley raised their target to $105 but actually moved the stock to neutral, claiming the valuation had become too stretched. The market's response was a total blowout. ASTS didn't just hit $100, it shredded through it in a massive gamma squeeze. Short sellers were forced to cover their positions as the stock surged to an intraday peak of $120.80. When the neutral price target is significantly lower than the market price, you know you're in a momentum-driven run that fundamental analysts can't track anymore. But is this just hype? The answer lies in the hardware currently sitting in Florida. While the news cycles are focused on the stock price, the mission has been moving forward since late last month. BlueBird 7 arrived at the Cape Canaveral facility on December 29th and has been undergoing final integration and testing throughout the first 2 weeks of January. This confirms that ASTS is finally hitting its factory rhythm. BlueBird 6 launched successfully in December, and with BlueBird 7 ready to go, the company's goal of 45 to 60 launches in 2026 is looking more like a reality and less like a projection. We are no longer waiting for proof of concept. We are now just waiting for the launch cadence to flip the switch on continuous global coverage. So, where does the stock go from here? As of today, ASTS is in uncharted territory. After last closing at nearly $116, the stock is technically overextended. It is sitting roughly 23% above its 20-day moving average. In any healthy market, a parabolic move like this eventually needs to retest its previous breakout point. If we see a pullback toward $100, don't panic. That is a bullish retest of what was once a massive psychological ceiling. The $100 level is now our new line in the sand for support. In my point of view, the military contract changed the terminal value of this company. ASTS is no longer just a telecom play, it is now a defense tech titan. While the stock might be expensive compared to last month, it is potentially cheap compared to where it will be once the SHIELD program starts issuing task orders. If you're a long-term holder, the volatility at 120 is just noise on the path to a much larger valuation. But if you're looking to enter, you might want to wait for that $100 retest to see if the support holds. Is ASTS the next $1,000 stock? Or is Elon Musk going to find a way to pivot and catch up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Alright, that's the update. If you want more quick fact-based insight like this, subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss the next one. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next update on Smart Stock Sam.